Hello, hello, and I would like to invite you to the nice talk and discussion with my best friend from France, Jim Hourçourigaray. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Piotr. How are you?
How are you? How is Paris right now?
It's a bit cloudy, but it's nice.
But how is the Eiffel Tower? Also cloudy? All in clouds, I suppose.
The Eiffel Tower is always clear. You can see it every day. It's not a
It's
problem.
always over the clouds because it's quite high. So,
Not so much, but yes, maybe.
So, guys, Jim is an audio engineer, audio switcher, if audio mixer, if you can say, also comms officer. He's responsible for such a projects like a World Cup Qatar 2023. Yeah, it was 23 or 22? 22, I
It's
think. Yeah. Oh,
22, mate.
oh
22.
my God, it's like really almost 2 years, like one and a half. Wow.
Yeah.
And he's stationed there in Paris. Yes, you're like
Yeah,
living
mostly
in
in
Paris.
Paris.
But you travel, I assume, also quite a lot, or just trying to be in Paris all the time and eat croissants.
Yeah, no, I'm travel a lot. This year it was a bit more easy for me because some big events were placed in France. So like the Rugby World Cup, the Olympics Games, and everything. So yeah, it will be more in Paris in France, but usually yeah, okay,
You
I
know,
have
that's
to travel
amazing.
a lot.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like we have the what July, the European
Yeah,
Olympic, European Olympics, like football championships. Then we have Olympic Broadcasting Services, Olympic Committee, Olympic Games in Paris. Uh, and crazy thing is that we have also a lot of things in the Middle East, and they're looking for the EVS ops and audio engineers already. We'll talk about that later. And crazy thing for me is just some guys in the Middle East, like in Saudi, they think that if they have money, they can just get people. They don't understand
mm,
there are not enough lavos, mixers, EVS hardware, and EVS ops in the world because they are swallowed already by Olympic Games and the FIFA.
yeah.
So it will be like hot summer, I would say.
Yeah, and I think it's good to know how to work in Saudi because a lot of people need to go over there. You know this, so yeah. I mean, they are looking for a lot of operators anytime, but yeah, for this summer, I think it will be a bit tough for them because
And by the way, how was your? Because I think you have been to India, yes?
yeah.
How was it? What have you been doing there? If you can just introduce you from maybe like a, I would say a practical perspective. Like, what have you been doing in India? It was not 1 week. It was quite longer, I
Oh,
think. Yeah.
yeah, it was a 1 month, almost 1 month, but the full project was a bit longer. But the team were rotating for not staying too much. So in India, we went for what the name is IPL. It's
Cricket.
Indian Cricket League, yeah, like a Champions League for football, but for cricket. So yeah, I didn't know enough about this sport, but itself. But
There's no
yeah,
cricket
the
in
club was
France.
really good. No, but the sport was really good. Anyway, and the setup were very nice. It's the same setup with IP we made for Qatar, but it was not for AMG actually. It was for NEP,
It was the
another
same setup, more or
company.
less. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, actually, it was the setup from the Qatar of the NEP, so they just put it over there, and we have to. For the audio part, it was not the hardest what we made, but it was a bit tricky because it's India, so you have not so much. I mean, not so much power. You have not so much. You have a lot of complication, for everything. Wire, noise, a lot of things. But over there, we just made one control room for us, and the goal over there was to make everything IP with the EVS video part, all the video part, audio part, IP. So 2110 I don't know if you just talk about this with the operator right now, but it's a big thing for us to work in 2110 AES. So
Yes. Okay. Mhm. But
So it
also,
is.
like vision perspective was like our SDI analog just went to the SNP or whatever. It was converted into a IP
Yeah,
signal. It's
everything in
crazy
SMP
sometimes,
anyway.
mate. It's crazy. It's so much implications. So many things can be corrupted. Just restart, yeah, and it works
Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah.
actually, just for having an idea of the thing is just to pour on the room. It was almost 25 minutes because of all the switches and everything. Because like in a network, all switches are just taking a long time to connect to the main network and like just upload all the data and everything. So you cannot just like reboot the control room like this. It's just not snap.
We
It's
cannot
not
do the
possible.
Belgian reset, as we
No,
say.
it's not
No.
working. But on the audio part, it was really nice because using the 2110 make for us more easy to connect with like your part EVS and everything, because we can just make streams, and streams for us is just um, a package of audio we can make
That's
with.
good. Just try to make it simple for all of
Yeah,
the.
so it's package of audio, like you put 8 different audio in just one package, and this package transmits between 2 devices. So you can create a lot of package like this, and it's called streams. And for us, it's really useful because for the program you see on the television, we don't need more than, 12 audio, but for the EVS, sometimes you can go to 64 and it's
16.
doing
Oh
well.
yeah, we just do mostly 16, but yeah, you can get more, of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
16. You're ranking 16, but for us, it's 16 per device. So if
Okay.
you have,
Oh,
I don't know how many
do you
EVS.
ever use like 16 per device? Like you have so many, so much need for like audio. Like I don't know what you place there. I can assume that you're placing like ambience commentary, Indian commentary, English commentary, French commentary.
Yeah,
But 16 is crazy. Like I don't get it.
yeah. It's because of we are. I think one day one production guy was thinking the sound mixer was maybe able to make some mistakes. Yeah, we do sometimes, but so the guy behind the mixing table need to be sure that the director will not miss any action, any audio, anything. And it's not really bad if you miss it on the live, because it's happening, like it's too late, it's done. But
Bye
on the
bye.
EVS part, if you are just replay something and you don't have the good audio on it, it can be bad. So you need to send a lot of audio, and we are actually sending everything for wrecking. So we're sending almost all the sources we can send, like any microphone, anything we can send to you. The only thing we don't really do in football and sport like this is we don't we don't recording any microphone on the field, because it's just ambient microphone. So we make it like a group of microphone of the whole venue, and on the field mostly, and this is what you're taking. But for a bit out of sports, in television, or I don't know, like I'm working on this reality show right now of we are like we have, I don't know, 100 input or something like this in audio. So yeah, in this kind of show, the people want to record 100
Everything.
audio. So
But it looks like complicated thing. Like
it's not so much. It's just for us, you have to think about, if one we have one audio sources, the EVS guy, the director, because of the director wants it, maybe you will need to have it separately. And that's mostly the thing, is like, okay, the EVS guy is just making replay, but you have to think about what audio I can play with it, like if you are just making a replay, I don't know, like a slow one or something, a slow motion or something. We don't care. We don't have any audio on it anyway. Actually, on football, for example, or any sports with slow motion camera, we really don't care about it. so so it's not a problem. But and on the other part, if you are making any replay of the game and it's not slow motion, you need to think about which audio I can make with it, because if you don't put an audio on it, we can play it on live. You know, like it's weird to play something mute on the live. So
Unless it's like a super slow mo, the replays are not live, of course, but that's like something else. Yeah, exception to the rule, of course.
so that's why we have to send you a lot of track, because yeah, it's good to have the program feed, but in the program feed you had a lot of things. Maybe you don't like the mix of the guy. I don't know what happened, but sometimes you just have the commentary. You don't want the commentary in a replay. Sometimes yes, maybe, but mostly.
Can I say one thing? Like last time in Saudi, I think it was not just January, I was in Saudi, and it was also December. In December, the audio engineer from Belgium, very nice guy, just basically left, and somebody said, we have to refeed something, like one last hour. The audio is not there, and then basically the problem was we didn't have the proper Arabic commentary on a boxing event. We had the English commentary for ESPN, Fox, and Sky News. So the audio commentary was like a ninth track ish, and the audio was, I would say, set up right that we have first 4 channels or 5 channels ready on the faders on the mixer. So rest is if we need it, and so we could not refeed it with the Arabic commentary because it was, let's say, on ninth track. So what I did, as you say, with these all inputs you set up, like you guys set up, I just swapped the ninth input into the first input, just on EVS, replace the English or whatever with the one, and then we refeed it. But that's only because I had this setup, like 9, 16, 64 streams, that I could just swap it. That's amazing, like that we have this opportunity. And I think the casual viewer is not even thinking about such implications, it's just a image, TV presenter or boxer or whatever. Yeah.
That's good for us. I mean, that's always what I say to my colleagues. It's just, for me, it's good to know that the viewer is not understanding what we do, but is enjoying it anyway. Because if it's good for him and you don't know what it's implicated very in the process, all the process and everything, that means we work well, like it's work. We are making a good job, because if the guy is starting to understand everything, it's maybe you have too many technical issues, so that's good to know. But yeah, that's the point to EVS, that we are sending everything now with streaming and everything. It's streaming audio part and between devices, it's more easy for us to send more and more audio and for you to take it. Before it was a bit more complicated, but yeah, it's now really good. The only thing is I'm working a lot on international feeds, so for us it's mostly English, and we are making almost one commentary position
even
for us.
Even though you're in France, it's mostly English. I cannot.
Yeah, because it's international feed. But yeah, mostly
Yeah, I
the
get
people
joking.
coming like in television with the commentary and the Obi-Wan and everything for doing it. But sometimes you have to work with more, like on the Roland Garros, on the tennis. I'm working on the MCR audio, and yeah, it's like a mess. We have I don't know.
Can you say like a few minutes, like 2 minutes, we show the time, like about the Roland Garros? It's quite interesting. A mess in Roland Garros. Everybody thinks Roland Garros, everything is so perfect, like because it's perfect, like at the end. But just I love the smile. I love the smile. Can you say something about Roland Garros?
Yeah,
Like how?
sorry. So Roland Garros is really nice. It's the biggest setup, I think, for us as friends, because it's a lot of work before the event, and I mean, one of my friends is already working with it
Right now, like he's preparing already.
Yeah. So it's a really really big setup, and we have too much feed, like a lot of feed. Now it's a bit tricky on the audio part because, for example, we are making mostly the big courts. So all the big courts are made with one control room, but for all the core annex in the other ones, the small ones. So this is 14 courts actually. They are making it with IP and just one control room. So you have just one audio mixer and I mean one switcher and everything for just 14 courts. So the guy are just one guy on the audio parts working and mixing actually on one device 14 matches of tennis. So that's crazy. And I mean it's not working like you think with the audience, like the guy is just he can't like listen 14 thing. But that's the thing with IP, and that's the thing with raking every channel and everything. It's because the guy is, I mean, it's just making an ambient sound, and it's just recording everything. And
Easy.
we have the commentary position. We have everything. If we need, we can take it. But mostly, it's making a feed with ambient commentary, and that's it. But 14 times. But yeah.
So yeah, 14, Japan 14 times. But how long does it take you to prepare for Roland Garros if you're like a main engineer or you're overseeing everything, like more or less, like it's not one day, of course, because everybody thinks that we just go there and do that and that's all.
Yeah, I'm not even the big brain on this.
Okay.
But my colleagues working on this are just crazy. I think they are working for at least 2 months before for making this
2 months before.
I mean, it's a bit tough to say now because now it's working a lot and we are using the same process every year mostly. So we are starting to know how to do this. But I think the first time we make Roland Garros IP and everything, it was I think it was a bit. I mean, it was something for the guys. Yeah, I was not there, but the guys.
But it was crazy. It's crazy, like just for 14 matches. Yeah, let's see. Everybody thinks they just go there, have fun, 14 matches, go home. But they apparently have to stay there like for 2 months, maybe sometimes. Like do you remember us? Because we met in the World Cup Qatar. I was working with Jim for like 40 days. So basically, we were there like what, 3 weeks before or 4 weeks, or 1 month even almost, before the start of the show, I think, if I'm correct. And we were pre-setting up 4 stadiums in Qatar out of 8, I think, because we had 4 stadiums, I think, out of 8. Every stadium, every camera, every microphone. You were also responsible for the communications. So basically, if somebody calls somebody like through the intercom, hey, so all communications went through Jim. Jim was setting up all communications. So if Jim would do something in a bad way, nobody would hear anybody. So there will be no communication, no transmission, so no pressure at all. But
but it's maybe not working.
Yeah, but it's not working. And just can you tell us about what you can, of course, because in one match we had like 4 cameras or 6 cameras working out of 42 in Qatar. And basically it was something like artificial intelligence or something IP based, which was like a ghost in the machine, which made everything not working. Can you say something about it? How, let's say, audio can inflict all transmission, resulting in what we see, and what we see we don't see most of the cameras. Just shortly, so everybody can understand like easily.
Because of this technical issue, it's a bit tricky to explain because it's a really technical thing. But for being just simply what happened on this day. I mean, we were not there anyway, but it was like in another venue, and I had my friend over there, and what happened is actually it was from an intercom panel, so it's one intercom panel in IP too. just had an issue with the network. So it was,
So the
you just have to,
intercom panel is something that has a microphone at the end,
yeah,
so
and you can
somebody
talk
can
in
say,
it.
"Hey, Mr. Director, I have the nice shot." Yeah, blah blah blah. There's like a microphone and
Yeah.
intercom panel. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. You can show a picture of of an intercom panel. No, it's like a, yeah, it's like something you can talk with a lot of keys on it, and each key can go in any direction the guys want. So mostly the intercom guy is programming everything for you. And the thing is, IP is just, you have to think about like your computer on your house, like if you putting a wire inside for having internet, so like a internet cable. So it's the same thing. It's mostly the same thing. It's not internet, but it's a local network, but it's the same. And what happened is this device was trying to reach the network all the time, like just each millisecond, because the cable or something was wrong, and it just overloads everything. So you have to think about some guys knocking at your door and just starting to knocking too much, like, and breaking the door,
Too
and like
much traffic.
that's what
Yeah.
happened. That's what happened. So it just breaks the door and make a full mess in all this network. Luckily for us, the network is mostly isolated by rooms, like a house. So you have to think about the guy is breaking into one room, but not all the rooms. So yeah, so the problem breaking in the rules in the one room, sorry, has just broke everything inside. And inside we have all the cameras, because the intercom was on the same thing for the camera. So that's why we lost a lot of cameras. And the problem in this kind of situation is, yeah, you have an issue, you can solve it, everything. But for solving it, you have to understand what the sources of the problem is. And
So how
that's
did
the
you
most
how,
difficult
how did
part.
you find out? I think the guys were just you were just like waiting until like 4 or Jesse was like until 4 or
Yeah, they had to
5
wait a
a.m.
bit.
At the stadium, just being James Bond, was
Yeah,
investigator Sherlock Holmes rather, I would say.
yeah, yeah. I
Is
think it was. They have to wait a bit, because in life it's really hard to intervene and just make something happen and correct something. So you have to wait. Mostly is the end of the feed or some break or something. But
then starts
yeah,
investigating. So
so they're
that's
finding
the
it.
little thing.
Yeah, this is an intercom panel. So as you can see, this is one brand, but mostly all the intercom
Yeah, of course,
panels.
but just for the guys so they understand what's going on. That the
Yeah,
little thing almost destroyed all match in the during World Games. It's like a
yeah. I mean,
it's like a Skynet, you know, in the Terminator movie, but no
yeah.
nukes. Oof, no nukes.
Actually, this is a good story, because everything is talking about it in IP world, and everyone is just don't really know how it can happen like this. Even for me, it's not really clear, because it should not happen like it did. So yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but they made it. It was all okay. I remember the mail from
yes.
FIFA that okay, we get it. The guys spent like 20 hours investigating. We know what happened. It's not just a hit. It's not like a summer. By the way, do you remember the hit in Qatar, Doha? Like we were in
Yeah.
the mall, and I was saying, Jim, I think I'm cold. Something wrong with me because I feel cold in midday. And we saw what AC vents like
on
below us.
the
So basically,
streets.
guys, think about having AC outside in the midday when you have 40 degrees Celsius. They have air conditioning outside in the
Yeah,
city.
that's great.
Do you remember the grass, which was basically changed
Yeah.
every second day, even though it was constantly poured in? It was basically in the water all the time, but it was crazy.
Yeah.
They weren't thinking about the environment. And by the way, getting to the topic, so in the Qatar we had, let's say, 50 microphones, whatever, or around the football pitch. It's not possible to manage each of it, yeah? Every one
Yeah.
of them, more or less. How do you? Can you just say shortly? How do you? Is there an automation system which helps us to somehow intelligently, automatically manage the microphones. So basically, let's say the football player is somewhere in the corner, so only the microphones in the corner are open. Then Ronaldo or Lewandowski goes somewhere else, and the microphones follow. How does it work? Is it even possible to make it automatic?
Yeah, actually, on this part, there is three levels to understand. So the first level of mixing a game for us is you have two guys on the audio mixer, and one guy is just responsible of mixing those microphones. But this is working in small, I mean small. It look national game and everything like this, like for us in League One and something like this. For World Cup and all the big events, we have like almost 30 microphones around the venue, so it's too much. And the guy is mostly alone on the mixing table, and you have a lot of things to check. You have to he has to open the EVS on time. He has to follow the director on a lot of things. So he cannot just be for hours on the microphone. So actually, Lavo, the brand we use most of mixing table, but this is not so important because it's working even if you don't have a Lavo mixing table. They develop a system called Kick, like a kick on football, and what is it is the second level you have to think about it is it's just this software. So you just need actually a computer screen, web page like HTML something, and just load the website. And I mean, it's not a website. Yeah. And what the software do is just you can put the microphone on the field for the software, but the type of microphone you have even make like some priority or something like its details, but mostly it just register all the microphone you have on the field, and you have the ball on the field too. So for making the ball, the level 2 is just you can make it with your finger, and just as you look at the screen, you just move the ball, like you just click on the screen and move
Whenever
the
the
ball.
finger, wherever the finger is, the microphones are open there, just pointing locations for the
Yeah,
microphone
it's
to be open.
working like it's an algorithm developed by Lavos. I mean, it's a French guy, I think, Felix, or a German guy.
Everything is French.
No, the guy is just developed it because because it was really more practical. But firstly, you have to think about it's working with your finger. So a lot of league in national league, even me in France, I try to convince a lot of company to using it. But actually, it's a bit expensive. But anyway, you can use it with your finger, and with proper events in the Lavo and a lot of small programmation, but we are used to it. It's making automatically, as you can see on the video, the audio opening or not the microphone. So this is the level 2. On the level 3 is like you have on the big events, you have VR on the referee side, and you have a lot of thing on the field. You can even make the thing fully automatic with the data you receive from the VR. In detail is a bit tough, and but for being just simple, the VR, so the referee in charge of all the video part, are just putting a lot of cameras in the venue, their cameras, and this analyze all the players and the ball and everything on the field. And with this, they can just take the data and have the position of the ball and players actually on the field in live. So like a 3D map of the game. And this is kind of crazy. It's like a video game, like you can see all the player, like small point and everything.
So it analyzes live all the players,
Yeah,
whatever. and it knows the players are coming here, so it opens, blah, and the audio switcher, audio mixer is like
Yeah, the
just
first thing
checking.
is like VR is analyzing everything, and you just receive it, and like the software is just taking it, and now is no, you can know how the ball, where the ball is. So yeah, you just look at the ball, you know the ball is here, and you can just see your microphone. If the ball is just passing through the field, you can see all your
It's
microphone
crazy.
like waving for taking it. And actually, it's working really nice. I receive a lot of good a good thing on the sound of the Qatar, and a lot of people told me like we were hearing a lot the ball, and it was good for them. Even I remember when we were in the fan zone for looking at the game. I was really happy to hearing, like because there was a big sound system and everything. I was really happy to hearing the ball kick really hard in the speakers and everything, because this is always an issue for a football game, and all the directors are always complaining about this. Mostly on the sound part is always like, I want to hear the ball, I want to hear the ball. You are putting microphone around the field, just why I can hear the ball and everything, because it's the most part. I mean, this part is
It's too
really hard
big.
for us.
It's too massive just to get it. You cannot manage everything. You're just a human,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
basically, you have
and
three.
I mean, there is a lot of people in the venue. Like sometimes, I mean, for us, I mean, for some people, it's always the best challenge is to having sound of ball on the field in the middle of a arena or venue where there is 1,000 of people. Like it's like having like just one guy in a crowd somewhere, and not the thing, not the rest. So this is really hard. This is the hardest part on the football game. So we have to make tricks for this, and this one trick is working well. Yeah.
That's amazing. So basically, we have first layer manually, second layer we can make finger, just a swipe
Yeah.
it left, right, open, and the third layer is like whatever we want. This guy, the
Yeah.
artificial Skynet Terminator intelligence is saying, okay, you'll get this guy only, even though you have 50,000 people around. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Where we get. So I think next year's will be just work. We will not have any work because automation will do everything.
Yeah, next year I will just ask to ChatGPT to make it for me.
Yeah. Hello, Jim. So I could just talk with you 2 hours more. Let's try to maybe meet next week and talk even more. It was amazing. I'm all really thrilled, and it's crazy how it works, how it goes, where it goes to. It was Jim Hourçourigaray. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your name great.
Better than I pronounce your first name, mate.
Piotr Szymborski. Mon petit croissant. Come on, mon petit
Shimbor.
croissant.
I like to call you Shimbor.
Szymbor, that's it. That's Szymbor. That's Jim Hourçourigaray. Thank you very much, and see you in a bit, hopefully.
Yeah,
friends.
thank you. Bye bye. Cheers.